Hey, family. Welcome back to the channel. All right, so we're going to keep it going. This is chapter 100 we're going to be reading out of. And the title is Where Sarah Reports on Yahshua's Appearances to the Companions in his etheric resurrection body. Pretty exciting, right? This chapter is pretty long, so we're only going to get about halfway through, and it's about 8 or 9 disciples that we're going to talk about. I hope you guys enjoy this AI art. Some of it turns out really nice. To me, this would be an older Sarah, Jahleel writing these accounts that we're talking about. Beautiful garden, right? So let's get going. It says in verse 1, and this is on page 1008 of the hard copy if you have one. In this first section of my report on some of the actions of the companions as apostles, I will briefly describe the general nature of the activities of quite a few of the apostles. She says an apostle is a representative given an assignment. Okay. And she says, after that, I will present lengthier accounts of certain activities of some of the apostles that I happen to know more details about. I will also present some of their writings. And after I report on Miriam's life in Gaul and her death, I will present a few writings that seem appropriate to end with, including a prophecy of the Magdalene about the era called the last days. Mcdana and I, the first 2 disciples of Miriam before the Lord and Lady united their ministries, were named the scribe apostles of the Holy Megillah. For lo, though Mcdana was martyred, much of the new edition of the Megillah was her work, inherited and completed by me. Yara, the 3rd disciple of Miriam before the Lord and Lady merged their ministries, was an apostle to the Alephim and to all friends of the forest. As had been prophesied by Neviah, Yahshua, when he appeared to her in his etheric resurrection body, also named her to serve as the gatekeeper of the friends of the Alephim, which is a fellowship of human friends of the Alephim. In these roles, Yara worked closely with Gawenjaman, the Aleph apostle to human friends of the Aleph. The name Yara means forest, and she was once an orphan in the forest and was watched over by the Alephim. Thus, she became both a lover of the forest and a trusted friend of the Alephim. As lover of the forest, she helps those that help the forest. She asked Yahshua to let her continue that work after this incarnation. Birdsong, before becoming the 4th disciple of Miriam, had been married to a man that often beat her. It was thus appropriate that Yahshua, when he appeared to her in his etheric resurrection body, named her an apostle of the Megillah to abused women. She was to show abused women that, according to the Holy Megillah Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way, women are equal to men and must not be abused. If abused, the woman is advised to leave the abusive man. Birdsong went on to found a string of safe houses for abused women, the first such safe houses in this world. Birdsong, apostle of the Megillah to abused women. Verse 16, Madrega, the midwife, the 5th disciple of Miriam, and her wife, Yaala, the 6th disciple of Miriam, were married, though only Nazareans recognized the marriage as valid. Says Yahshua appeared to them, and they were each named an apostle of the Megillah to homosexuals. The Aaronite Bible called for homosexuals to be put to death, wherefore Madrega and Yaala were called by Yahshua to share with homosexuals the positive message of equal rights for them that is in the Holy Megillah Nasarean Bible of the Essene Way. They were also called by Yahshua to perform weddings for homosexuals, though only Nazarenes recognized the weddings as valid. Flower, the seventh disciple of Miriam, when Yahshua appeared to her in his etheric resurrection body, was named an apostle of Nazarean spiritual teachings of the new covenant of Yahshua and Miriam. She was to join the ranks of master teachers at the Mother Temple in Alexandria. She was to remain in correspondence with me, Sarah Jahleel, and be the recipient of a batch of copies of the future new editions of the Holy Megillah. Copies were to be distributed amongst the faculty of the teaching wing of the Mother Temple. Yohanan, the first disciple of Yahshua, before the Lord and Lady merged their ministries, as had been prophesied by Neviah, was named to two apostleship ministries. And now you know Yohanan is called Yahshua's best friend. And so that's why I made them happy to see each other. And it says that when Yahshua appeared to him, Yohanan was named the apostle of the holy ganja plant. The reader should keep in mind that according to the Megillah, this plant was a gift to humanity from the angelic cherubim. Even so, it is not to be abused. Yea, and it is not the right medicine for everyone. So Yohanan's ministry was to make clear the proper uses of the plant. And then his second apostleship was that of the apostle to the circle of lovers of the Holy Megillah. And in that role, Yohanan was to serve as a rallying point for everyone that loves the new edition of the Megillah, and to provide that membership with a quarterly teaching epistle called Essene Path. Says Phillip, as will soon be described, would assist in the circulation and distribution network of that teaching epistle. Aye. And yes, Yohanan and Yahshua spent 7 years in India together. And right before they left, they rescued a woman. And so here is Sita. She's the second disciple of Yahshua. She was rescued in India by Yahshua and Yohanan. And now she's married to Yohanan during this time in the Megillah. She was going to be thrown in a funeral fire of her husband because he died, and that's the rules over there. But they saved her, and she became a Nazarene, and she became the second disciple of Yahshua. And it says, Sita, the second disciple of Yahshua, having been born and raised in India, and knowing both Hebrew and Sanskrit, was named apostle of translation of the Megillah into Sanskrit. Sita had no desire to return to live in India, for she was under sentence of death should she return, but she loved the idea of translating the Megillah from Hebrew into Sanskrit. When he appeared to her in his etheric resurrection body, Yahshua told her to keep in contact with me, Sarah Jahleel, and once Sarah completed the new edition of the Holy Megillah, Sita should translate it and send copies to the Nazarean encampment near Benares via Phillip. This is Phillip. He's called the horse lover. I'm having fun with this art too, guys. It's got some errors in it. You might be able to see them, but other than that, it's pretty cool, especially when you have something like the best story on earth to go by, right? So this is Phillip, the horse lover, the third disciple of Yahshua. He was a messenger lion, a lion of Zion, trained to ride horses in order to deliver messages long distances. Thus, it was appropriate that Yahshua named him an apostle of delivery of Nazarean teachings. It says he would oversee a network of such messenger lions of the Lord Christ and Lady Christ, delivering the quarterly teaching epistle called Essene Path from Yohanan to a network of messenger lions that would see it delivered to members of the circle of lovers of the Holy Megillah. Oh, they had a little thing going on. Now, this is all happening, what was going on after the crucifixion, guys. I know you know that, but I just wanted to say that because I could just see this going on for a while and the information and the good news still being shared, which makes a lot of difference when we get to right now. But anyhow, it says he would also be responsible for seeing that the new edition of the Megillah was delivered to various locations. And as careful readers of previous portions of this Godspell likely suspect, his apostleship was a co-ministry with Mary. Yeah, that's Mary, the sister of Lazarus and Martha. That's how I wanted to make Mary look. And she purty. I'm just joking around, guys. This is just in my mind. But it says that Mary was also named an apostle of delivery of Nasarean teachings. Yeah, they make a cute couple, huh? Yeah, he was celibate for a long time. But Yahshua told him, man, you better look around. What else you see in this world that's celibate? And nothing. And so his celibacy wasn't a lifelong calling. That was one of the prophecies of Nebiah. And you see how they put a watch on his arm? That's crazy. But anyway, it did say he was an overseer, but I ain't say all that. It just made him with a watch on. So it look like a watchman, don't he? Whew. Phillip, you is cute. Anyway, I'm gonna stop joking around, guys, because but I am having a good time. We're gonna stop soon though, because we only got one more piece of artwork that I was able to do. Let's see. We're at verse 39. Well, this one came out pretty nice. Um, but it didn't do everything I told it to do, so kind of had a little mind of its own, but you get the picture, don't you? These some rainbow streets leading up to the many mansions. This is supposed to be El Cush because it says here in verse 39, as had been reported, the fourth disciple of Yahshua, Yehuda, the strong, was martyred along with Mcdana. It says he remains a lion of the phoenix, serving the Lord and Lady in El Cush and beyond. The immediate presence of the Lord and Lady is with Yehuda here and now, wherever he serves. That's our Yehuda. And this staff is the staff of Judah. I try to make it a little sparkly. Nice, right? This is the Lord and the Lady. I don't know why I made him old, but yeah, pretty nice, right? Says Yehuda, Lion of the Phoenix, the immediate presence of the Lord and Lady. All right, so we're about halfway through, and not even. We still got about 150 verses to go, but the next one coming up is the fifth disciple, Yosef the Ari Matatia. So stay tuned. We're gonna come right back with that, and I got some more stuff to show you guys from that Francis Rollingston. Can't wait. Well, all right. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more of these apostles and these apostolic assignments that was given them by Yahshua in his etheric resurrection body. I love the way it says that, right? All right. Stay tuned.